Ready. Play.
Right. Last section of the women's before we move on to the men's. And we'll do this in order again, like in terms of like top to bottom, because I think it'd be funny to finish how the day started, more or less. But yeah, Sonay Kartal beats Diane Parry and makes it into the fourth round of Wimbledon and is the last British woman standing in the draw, and now has set herself up potentially to become British number one if she wins her next match. But let's focus on the match that she won today against Diane Parry, which, I mean, I feel like my summary of Kartal's performance is wow, but that might come across as British bias. So, Carson, save us here. Let's bring some impartiality here, and I'm going to let you do the bulk of the analysis for this one on this Kartal win over Parry.
Honestly, wow is not a bad way to put it. Like, she played very well today. She's been playing well all tournament, and has just dropped one set so far to Ostapenko in the first round of this. So, she's been playing fantastically this match. It's just one where she was able to get into the driver's seat early on and just never really let Parry get into this match at all. Parry came through qualifying, so this would have been her sixth match in the last week, apparently. So she's played a bit of tennis up to this point, so spent a lot of time on court. Not sure that I necessarily saw that affected her at all. She looked fine out there. To me, it wasn't necessarily like tired from what I saw, but that's a lot of tennis. And Kartal, maybe the little more fresh player of the two of them in this matchup, and played very well today.
She did. I do think it was a weird match to start with, because he started off with these really scrappy, close first couple of games, and then Parry looks like she's motoring, and then Kartal completely flips the script and plays amazing for like what she won. Five in a row, and won another four, so 9 games in a row, and then kind of was in cruise control from that point. But I did feel like she couldn't do anything wrong for those 9 games. She wasn't missing. She was finding ways to hit winners. She was serving great. And Parry didn't know what to do after she started so well. And then it just sort of immediately got away from her really, really quickly. And I do think that Kartal's got this massive confidence boost from beating Ostapenko and is really thriving on being the crowd favorite and the center of attention in a way that some Brits aren't. Kartal gets through against Parry today. I do think she will have potentially her toughest test in her next match, but one to savour and a Brit for the Wimbledon crowds to enjoy on the Sunday. Probably getting a centre court billing, I would imagine.
I would be shocked if they didn't push her on centre court. I mean, of the matchups, it's not the highest ranked opponents or anything, but I'd be very surprised if they didn't let her get center stage in this one.
Yeah, because I would think, well, there are other options. Alcaraz is getting centre court, no question, because of who he's playing, and it's Alcaraz. Sabalenka will probably get it, and then it's a question of whether they're going to pick Kartal or Taylor Fritz, basically.
Yeah.
I would lean towards Sonay Kartal.
I mean, it might, if those are your two options, and as an American, this is no offense to Taylor Fritz, but like it might be malpractice to not pick Kartal in that position. Like, there haven't been many. I don't know if they have had 2 women's matches on center court.
Hang on. No, Norrie's playing as well. It might be Norrie.
Yeah, Norrie's playing Nico Jerry.
Yeah, so Norrie will be playing as well that day. So unless they go with Alcaraz and 2 Brits, and they put Sabalenka on court 1 with Fritz and someone else.
I'm not maybe like catching up.
Yeah, I think they might do Noshkov and Anastasia because that's an all-seed clash, and there's no other all-seed clashes.
That's right. Yeah, there wouldn't be.
And I know they tend to like doing 2 men's and 1 women's on one court and 2 women's and 1 men's on another. So
that would be interesting because Nori might request court 1 though. He likes it there a lot. Like,
I guess it's on a Sunday, isn't it? And it's going to be like prime time. So I guess who knows? Like, we'll figure it out. But I'd say the 5 matches that are of centre court are going to be the 2 Brits, Alcaraz, and then whether they want to include Fritz or Sabalenka, and then I think Noskova and Anastasia will end up on court 1, regardless. We're on a bit of a tangent here. Wimbledon scheduling is probably easy to work out compared to other slam scheduling, to be honest. Probably not as easy as the French because we know what decisions they make with the night session.
we know exactly what we're going to do every single night.
Anyway, let's talk about. I'm going to say this. It might be controversial. I think this might have been the best women's match of the day, purely because it went to a final set. Like, it was Sabalenka and Raducanu had probably the best drama and like intensity, but in terms of 3-setter that was pretty good from start to finish and outcome in doubt right to the end, which is what you want from a good match. Pavlyuchenkova beating Naomi Osaka fits that bill for me. Real back and forth, great rallies on display in that one. I really enjoyed it. Did you, Carson?
I loved watching this match. I love watching both of them play very even throughout the entire match. It never felt like anyone was pulling away from the other one in any significant way that was going to determine the match over the course of 5 minutes or so. It was in doubt right up to the end, as you said. Just a really good match. And I mean, Pavlyuchenkova, credit to her, pulls it out in the 3rd set, 6-4 to win this. And is this her 2nd Wimbledon 4th round now?
It is, yes. Yeah. The last time she made the 4th round, she made the quarterfinals, which I think was 2011. Is that right? Or was that maybe a bit sooner than that? Maybe it was
20.
I think it was the early
sounds right off the top of my head.
I think it was the early 2010s. Maybe we should look this one up just to be sure. But yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was early 2010s, which, I mean, she's been such a good player for so long. Like, absolutely insane. Just the longevity that she's had and the quality throughout that entire time as well. Like, there's never really been a massive dip in her level.
Yeah, I mean, she made the quarterfinals of the Australian this year. So she's definitely still... She's one of those consistent players throughout her whole career and a consistent force on the tour. Has always been a consistent force on the tour. It was 2016 she made the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. Checking on my phone. And yeah, I think Pavlyuchenkova is someone that like deserves a lot of respect for her achievements, as does Naomi Osaka, who was a 4-time Grand Slam champion. 3rd appearance in Wimbledon, 3rd round, still couldn't get her through today. Where are you at with, like, I think there were a few of us who weren't necessarily hyping her to win this match. I did think that Pavlyuchenkova was going to be quite a tricky opponent, especially since it's the kind of opponent Osaka's been hitting kind of a wall with recently. And we kind of saw that again today. I think we should just let Naomi kind of get on with it. And certainly given her recent comments, she'd like that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, she's a borderline top 50 player who made the round of 32 here. Like, this isn't, just by those metrics, it's not a terrible result. Certainly there's more context to that. She is a 4-time slam champion, a former number 1. She's definitely got higher expectations of herself than the level that she's playing at right now. So yeah, I mean, tough result for her because this one was very close throughout the entire match. A couple of balls go a different direction, and points finish a different way. And she's into a fourth round here against Kartal, and honestly, probably likes her own chances in that match.
Yeah,
so
and then
like how much
we have to, then the stats we wheeled out that Osaka always wins a Grand Slam when she gets past the fourth round.
Yep. Which, I mean, it would be quite a difficult road here. Like, even if she did get to that point, Noskova or Anastasia, likely Sabalenka, just to get to the final. So I don't know. And then, I mean, the press conference afterwards, it's how much of it is heat of the moment. You're just coming off quite a tight match that's tough to lose, and I don't know. It still feels like there's some level of pressure that's still getting to her a little bit. Just like something's, I don't know her at all. I'm not like her mental coach or anything, but it does seem like something mentally is still holding her back just a little bit.
Yeah, something. It's just something is not helping her unlock her level at the moment. But nobody knows what it is. She doesn't know what it is. Let's see if she figures it out, because that would be a really good story for tennis if she does. We've just had a bit of an influx of viewers, so if you're here to hear us talk about Sabalenka beating Raducanu and Madison Keys going out, we have already discussed those at the beginning of the stream. Our kind of initial reactions after that epic win for Sabalenka. I say epic, that exciting win for Sabalenka. And we've given our thoughts on it. Bottom line, solid performance from Raducanu. Sabalenka did a very good job of making it harder for her. Maybe the intensity dropped a bit from Emma at the end. That's kind of the summary. But go back and hear our full sort of breakdown at the end of the stream. But you are here in time for us to move on to the men's draw, if that's okay with you. Oh, wait, hang on. No, we can't do that. Before we move on to the men's draw, Carson, how do you see Kartal versus Pavlyuchenkova going?
We didn't actually preview this. It's tough to pick against someone like Pavlyuchenkova when they've got so much experience, just really strategic energy that she can put into a match. Just picking her spots, knowing when to go for it, when to let a ball go. So, but then you go up against Kartal, who's going to be the home favorite. I think it's going to be another tight match. I feel like we've got a lot of tight matches here. So, I do feel like, though, like Kartal's been playing so well lately, not just in this tournament, but she's had a decent run throughout this entire season. So I think I'm hesitantly going to pick her to come through this one, but I think it's going to be close.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was not expecting you to say that. I'm loving the optimistic result for the Brit coming from the American on this show. Especially since I'm going the opposite, because I think Pavlyuchenkova is going to win it. And I think it's going to be 2 close sets. I think Kartal has had a good run. I think she'll make a decent fight of it. I think Pavlyuchenkova has got maybe a little bit more in her arsenal and a little bit more experience, and that will tell when we get to the match. And so I am going to be the pessimistic home fan, and I'm going to say this is where Kartal's road ends and Pavlyuchenkova wins. But the fact that we've both gone different ways suggests this will probably be a close match, which is probably the most exciting thing. And who knows, Pavlyuchenkova may not deal well with the British crowd being very against her in that match, because they're going to want to see Kartal make quarters.
I mean, we've seen a lot of players, I think, that haven't necessarily been handling these crowds on center court and court one the best. So, this match will be on one of those 2 courts for sure. So definitely going to be interesting, I think, to see how she handles that pressure as well.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.